Have you ever walked into a room and felt something shift? People smiled at you, but it didn't feel warm. It felt off, like their words said hello, but their energy said, I wish you weren't here. They didn't roll their eyes, they didn't confront you, but deep down you felt it. Someone in this room doesn't like you, and the scary part is, they'll never tell you. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Not everyone who's nice to you actually likes you. And the most dangerous kind of hatred? It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's silent, hidden behind politeness, behind emojis, behind fake laughs and birthday texts. Today, we're going to explore something uncomfortable, but necessary. 5 types of people who secretly dislike you, but will never say it out loud. Psychologically, humans are social creatures. We're trained, since childhood, to hide confrontation, to avoid awkwardness, to keep the peace. So instead of saying, I resent you, people withdraw. They gossip. They clap when you fail, but stay silent when you win. They don't attack your face, they attack your absence. Sometimes, the people who smile at you the most are the ones who celebrate your downfall in private. But how do you know who they are? What signs should you look for? Let's begin with the first and most common hidden enemy, the silent competitor, the one who claps for you, but keeps score behind your back. The silent competitor. Let's start with one of the most common types of hidden dislike, the silent competitor. This person doesn't openly challenge you. They won't insult you. They'll smile when you succeed, but deep inside, they're keeping score. So how do you recognize a silent competitor? Here are some signs you might have missed. 1. They compliment you, but it never feels real. You get a new job. They say, wow, good for you, but their tone is flat. The smile doesn't reach their eyes. 2. They always compare, subtly. You say you got a raise. They quickly mention they got one too, or know someone who did better. It's not celebration. It's one-upmanship. 3. They're extra nice in public, distant in private. They comment supportive things online but barely talk to you offline, because public support costs them nothing and hides their real feelings. 4. When you fail, they show unusual warmth. Ironically, they seem closer to you when you're struggling. Why? Because your pain makes them feel safe again. Why do people become silent competitors? Most of the time, it's not really about you. It's about how you make them feel about themselves. Your light triggers their shadow. Maybe they grew up in an environment where love had to be earned through achievements, where validation was rare and comparison was constant. So now when they see you shine, they don't see inspiration. They see threat. Their brain goes, if she's ahead, I'm behind. If she wins, I lose. But instead of confronting their insecurity, they turn it into silent resentment, dressed as friendliness. So what do you do if someone in your life is a silent competitor? Chapter 1. Don't try to win them over. The more you try to please them, the more they'll resent you, because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. 2. Limit what you share. Stop giving them updates they didn't earn access to. Your joy doesn't belong to people who can't hold it with love. 3. Observe. Don't accuse. You don't need a confrontation. You need clarity. Sometimes the best protection is quiet distance. Coming up, what happens when the person who secretly dislikes you used to be your closest friend? Let's talk about the second kind of hidden enemy, the passive-aggressive friend. Have you ever had a friend who used to be your favorite person? You laughed together. You told them your secrets. They were your safe space. But lately, something's changed. They reply slower. Their jokes cut deeper. And the worst part is, they never explain why. This is the second kind of hidden resentment, the passive-aggressive friend. 1. They give compliments with a twist. Like, wow, I could never pull off a dress like that, but it works for you. Or, must be nice to have all that free time to work out. 2. They stop initiating, but blame you for the distance. They disappear for weeks, and then say, you're so busy now, you've changed. 3. They avoid direct conflict, but their tone stings. When you share good news, they say, well, not all of us get lucky like you, or just reply with, nice. 4. You leave conversations feeling guilty or confused. Even though they didn't say anything mean, you feel drained, like you did something wrong, but can't explain why. It's not what they said, it's how it felt. Passive aggression is the language of unspoken pain. It's what people do when they don't feel safe enough to say the truth. Maybe they felt left behind when your life started moving forward. Maybe they feel like they're losing you, and instead of expressing sadness, they express sarcasm. Or maybe your growth highlights the ways they've stayed stuck, and that's too painful to admit. But instead of talking about it, they punish you, silently, not with words, but with distance, with energy, with low-key guilt. Passive-aggressive people don't stab your back. They pull away and hope you'll feel bad enough to chase them.
1. Don't confront. Invite honesty. Instead of accusing them, try, "Hey, I feel like something's shifted between us. Did I do something that hurt you?" Sometimes, just giving them space to be real is all it takes.
2. Observe their response. If they open up, beautiful, you can rebuild. If they deflect, deny, or mock you for bringing it up, believe what they just showed you. 3. Don't over-apologize to keep the friendship. You don't have to shrink just to keep someone comfortable. If your growth threatens them, that's not your fault. You can outgrow people you still love. Friendships are sacred, and losing one can feel like heartbreak. But what's even more painful is staying close to someone who secretly resents your joy. Next, we're diving into one of the most confusing dynamics of all, the polite pretender, someone who's always sweet, but whose eyes say something very different. Some people won't roll their eyes. They won't gossip. They won't criticize you to your face. Instead, they'll smile, they'll nod, they'll say all the right things, but somehow, you leave every conversation feeling a little colder. That's what makes the polite pretender so hard to spot. They're not openly mean, they're just off. 1. Their energy doesn't match their words. They say, "That's amazing," but their tone is flat, or their face freezes right after the compliment. 2. You feel drained after interacting with them, not because of what they did, but because of what they didn't show. 3. They never ask deeper questions. They keep it surface level, polite, neutral, but never curious. 4. They only appear when they have to, not when they want to. They show up at events, they reply in group chats, but never message you one-on-one, never check in when you're down, never truly see you. Presence without connection is a quiet rejection. People become polite pretenders for many reasons. Some are simply conflict avoidant. They don't like you, but they don't want the drama, so they fake it. Others are socially strategic. They want to maintain an image of being kind, even if they're emotionally cold. But the deepest reason? They fear authenticity. They're uncomfortable with your realness, your vulnerability, your light, so they keep their mask on. You didn't do anything wrong. You simply became a mirror, and they didn't like what they saw.
1. Don't force depth where there's none. Some people are not meant to be your inner circle, and that's okay. 2. Trust your body, not just their smile. If something feels off, it usually is. Our nervous system picks up micro signals that words can't hide. 3. Be polite, but don't overinvest. Keep it kind, keep it cordial, but don't confuse their manners for meaning. Real friendship feels warm, safe, and alive, not just appropriate.
Not all fake love is cruel. Some of it is professional, perfectly performed, but still completely empty. Next, we'll meet the 4th hidden hater, the one who smiles in your face, but slices you up behind your back. Let's talk about the hidden critic. Have you ever walked into a room and felt tension? No one says anything, but something's off. Then days later, a friend pulls you aside and says, "Hey, just so you know, someone's been talking about you." You think back, you remember their smiles, their support, and suddenly, it feels like betrayal dressed in kindness. That's the 4th kind of hidden resentment, the hidden critic. 1. You hear your name in strange places. Someone tells you, "She said you were hard to work with," or "He mentioned you act different around certain people." 2. Their energy in private doesn't match their praise in public. They like your posts, they hug you in front of others, but they never celebrate you one-on-one, never defend you in your absence. 3. You feel their eyes watching, not seeing. They seem curious about your life, but in a collecting data kind of way. 4. They rarely offer feedback to your face, only behind it. You never know what they really think until it leaks. They don't correct you, they collect you. Hidden critics aren't always evil. Many were raised in environments where gossip was normalized and honesty was punished. They learned that the safest way to deal with discomfort is through triangulation, talking about someone instead of to them. Often, they're uncomfortable with your confidence, but instead of owning their insecurity, they try to chip away at your reputation, quietly. Because if others see you the way they see you, they don't have to feel wrong for not liking you. When people can't influence you, they try to influence how others see you. Advice. 1. Don't chase confrontation. Hidden critics live in shadows. Dragging them into the light usually makes them play the victim. 2. Protect your reputation through consistency. Don't respond with drama. Let your character speak louder than their whispers. 3. Quietly distance and cut off access. People can't twist your story if you stop giving them chapters. You don't owe explanations to those committed to misunderstanding you. Not everyone who smiles at you is safe, but not everyone who leaves you is a loss. Next, we'll explore the final, and perhaps most painful, type, the friendly enemy. The one who celebrates your pain, but hides it behind perfectly polite applause. There's a kind of person who will never insult you, never betray you publicly, never even unfollow you. They'll clap for you online, they'll comment, "So proud of you," but deep inside, they're hoping you'll fall.
They don't hate you openly, they resent the way others love you. They resent the light you carry, because they can't create their own. That's the friendly enemy.
Identification signs. 1. They show up more when you struggle, and vanish when you thrive. When you fail, they're suddenly supportive. But when you succeed, they're silent. 2. Their compliments feel formal, strategic, not from the heart. You won an award, and they comment, "Well-deserved," but never message you directly. 3. They echo your voice, but dilute your truth. They imitate your ideas, your style, your energy, but always one step behind, and one shade duller. 4. When others compliment you, they change the subject. They can't celebrate you in a room full of people. It threatens their self-worth too deeply. They don't want your failure. They just want your spotlight, without you in it. Psychological analysis. Friendly enemies are often the hardest to detect, because they need you, but not in the way friends need friends. They need you to lose, so they can feel better. They need you near, so they can watch you closely, but they'll never say it, because admitting the envy feels like death to their ego. In many cases, they grew up performing love, not feeling it. They mastered the script of politeness, but never learned how to truly celebrate someone else. When people love the version of you that's struggling, but disappear when you're glowing, they were never on your team. 1. Let them go, silently. You don't need closure with someone who never showed up fully. 2. Don't play their game. Don't dim your light to protect their shadow. 3. Let your presence be permission. To others, and to yourself, that love should never feel like silent competition. Real friends don't compete with your light. They help you shine brighter. So, maybe now you realize some people around you aren't what they seem, but don't let that turn you cold. Their silent hatred says more about their pain than your worth. You don't have to confront or explain. You just have to remember, energy never lies. The body knows, the soul knows. Trust that. And as you grow, not everyone will clap. That's okay. Your success is not a group project. Protect your peace. Love louder. Shine anyway.